Love this podcast? Support it and sponsor today. Simply head to ozcastnetwork.com for details.
Every time I start talking about boxing, a white man got full Rocky Marciano out there.
It's about how hard you can get hit and keep moving forward.
Oh, this hard goddamn work being this good.
One more again, see what I take on your front set, I swear.
You ain't my daddy, are you?
There's gonna be consequences and repercussions.
What time is it? Game time.
Okay, welcome again to the Don't Be Blasé podcast. We're coming to you live from the House of Pain, otherwise known as Snap Fitness Adelaide CBD. I'm your host, B. Caruana, joined as always by my man, Steve Burrows.
Hello there.
Before we get started, I'd like to thank our sponsors, Larry and Lad. Go see the boys in Region Arcade, get yourself an awesome coffee and listen to some pretty tweet tunes. But for now, on with the show. Now, Steve,
Yo,
how's your week been?
my week,
Yeah.
just generally speaking,
Yeah, just having a go.
oh, pretty slow, I guess,
You're not hiding from anyone, or
hiding from anyone.
you don't owe your bookie money, or your drug dealers, you bought something.
Are you
on credit?
mocking me at the moment? What are you getting at here?
All I'm saying is Steve has strolled in today with a hat, sunglasses, and one of the dodgiest mustaches. It looks like he's wearing the full outfit, like he's trying to remain incognito. Steve, explain the mustache.
Oh, I had a trench coat, but it's beautiful weather outside, so I took it off.
Yeah, because otherwise you'd look ridiculous.
Exactly. No, I'm rocking this look at the moment. Well, look,
Are you trying to make sure that you don't have any more kids? Is this what?
it's a deterrent. What are they called? Yeah,
a repellent.
A repellent. That's
Yeah.
the one. Look,
Just great birth control, rock a dodgy mustache. Your wife will not come anywhere near you.
well, look. I mean, I think for me, it's I'm at that age now where I'm getting some shitload of greys in my chin.
Yeah, yep.
Shitload of greys. So I've actually thought of a
Just for men, brother.
yeah. Well, it's funny you say that. I've got a bit of strategy
Yeah.
ahead of time. So what I'm going to do is this: I shaved off my beard.
Yep.
But I don't want to have no hair on my face because I've mentioned this. I look like Homer when he shaves, and it looks really weird. So I've got to keep something on my face. But my strategy is this. I'm going to take some time off work and not see anyone.
Yep.
And allow my beard to grow back.
Yes.
Then I'm going to go get the Just for Men.
Yeah.
Colour it in.
Yep.
Like a darkish kind of brown.
Are we going to have the blonde mustache as well still? Or?
No, yeah, I know. 'Cause it doesn't really colour up very well, does it? And then, so I'm going to colour the whole thing in.
Yep.
Everything's going to be coloured. And then I'm going to go back to work and see back to civilization. And people are going to go, oh, you're growing your beard back.
Yeah.
But they're going to forget that there was ever greys in there in the first place.
Until a week goes past and they don't.
No, because I'm going to be on top of it for the rest of my life now. I'm going to be colouring in my face.
Alright.
So there you go. So a bit of strategy.
I like it. I like it.
Yeah. So there you
So
go.
right now, I just like the fact that you've trimmed the rest of it. You still have a bit of stubble there.
Oh, that's grown up. That's grown back, actually.
yeah, you've got the mustache.
Yeah.
And you decided to keep the flavour saver, the old Shadow Knoll.
Well,
just
I
under
would
the
look
bottom of
ridiculous without it, wouldn't I?
it. Yeah, that's really holding the look together.
It balances it out,
Before we get into any more of this, we've got a return to the awards. Here it comes, Stevie.
Many are born flogs, but only a select few are truly eligible for the Shit Bloke Awards. With your host, Spee Caruana.
That's right, I am your host, Spee Caruana. Oh, I am your ruler, I am your, midnight lover. I don't know where that came from. Anyway, but I'm going to take off. I'm going to start off today. I've got the one vote.
Mm-hmm.
One vote, fantasy football.
Okay.
We got your fantasy sports, and we've learned about it. I love the idea of how fantasy sports began. There's a 30 for 30 on it called Stupid Little Game, where the guy who invented it about baseball, A, didn't patent the idea, didn't make that much money out of it, and B, has never won a league in his life. Now, so far in my fantasy NFL team, which we take very seriously, I'm fucking 0-2. Okay?
Oh.
And I had the first pick in the draft. So this has really hurted me because the last week I lost my game by 0.74 points. 0.74. That's 8 yards of, offense lost by that. Steve, fucking ropeable.
How explain to me how fantasy football works. So I have a fair idea of how the basketball works. Obviously, it's based on points and assists and rebounds. How does the football work?
It's based on yards.
Yards.
So obviously, if a running back runs for 10 yards, that's 1 point.
Right.
If he scores a touchdown, he gets 6 points.
Right.
So it's based on,
Is it all offense, defense? Does defense come into it?
Well, defense comes into it. You get defense and special teams as a one. You've got defense and special teams as one. You pick a team for that.
Yep.
And so you get points based off interceptions, fumbles, sacks.
Oh, okay, right.
Touchdown returns off kickoffs and that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
But if that defense, my defense in the first week gave up 42 points. So I got -3 points from them. So it's one of those ones you've got to be very careful with who you pick as your defensive team because they can, score big for you or they can end up costing you a lot of points. So I'm 0-2. And we always say that fantasy sports are a cruel mistress, but this is really, and not only that, my Steelers have started the season. I mean, they'll probably win this week, and so it comes out Wednesday, but we are 0-1-1. That's right, we had a draw, which is really fucking hard to do in the NFL.
Really?
So, 1 vote, fantasy football. I've had a go.
I've actually, who did you lose to anyway? You want to shout out to who you lost to, or?
The Clark brothers over in Perth.
Oh, Clark brothers.
Yeah,
okay.
Peter Clark and his brother, Peter Clark, you would know as Bobby Marshall from
old
EPW
yeah, the
fame.
wrestler guy, yeah.
Yep. So yeah, he tailed me up first week, and then his brother just snuck over the line, and then started chirping about it.
Oh,
we got a group chat going. We got the group chat on Facebook, and yeah, not only did I lose by the smallest of margins, then I got chirped at. I was just like, oh, you little
wow,
motherfucker.
double whammy. Have you ever seen that TV show called? I think it's called The League. Have you
No,
seen that?
everyone keeps
It's
telling
not
me
bad.
that's one I've got to get onto it. My friends have all told me about it. So they're like, Speeds, it'd be just down your alley. And I know it would be. It's just I just haven't got around to it.
Yeah, Benny put me onto it, and I watched the first season, and it was reasonable.
Yeah,
it's reasonable. It had some laughs. I didn't watch after that. It didn't hold my interest enough. But I think someone like yourself would really appreciate that.
Well, definitely get involved.
Now, speaking of
Two,
I've got 2 votes.
there we go.
And that's based on today's press conference for UFC 229. So this, like as Speed said, we record on Friday, between Khabib and Conor McGregor.
Now, what's Khabib's surname?
Khabib. I'm not very.
Nurmagomedov?
Yeah, I'm not very good with.
You don't like foreigners.
No.
You've established this thing. You just opened that door and I just pushed you straight in front of the bus. You just fall into my traps every time, Steve. That's why I love recording with you.
Anyway, so 3 votes is coming up in a second. 2 votes is anyway. So yeah, 2 votes. They had this press conference, which was highly anticipated because it's the first time they've really had a face-to-face meeting,
especially since the bus incident.
And also, what was interesting about this is that it was a private event. They did not allow the public into the event, which obviously I had a big factor on the night. So anyway, the reason I give 2 votes is to Conor McGregor, and it's because he's lost his skills, Speed. He has lost that wit. He's lost that quick thinking.
Yep.
He's lost just the ability to sell a good promo. He's trying too hard, and he came across as a dick. And what happened, ultimately, why the 2 votes is there, is because the press conference did nothing to sell
the fight.
It might do, if a reporter grabs a little bit here and grabs a little bit there, and then the Conor McGregor fans are like, yeah, that's so cool. But watching it for the duration, it was dreadful. And like I've said before, I don't even know if Conor's that good to be talking the way he does. He's a great salesman. But my 2 votes goes to Conor for just a dreadful performance.
Well, I did watch that, and I mean, as my friend Dave over in Perth put it, he goes, with a lot of Conor's sort of press conferences, he does look like a bit of a cokehead. That's sort of his shtick, But he was really hampered by no live crowd. It's like you could have the greatest stand-up set of all time, but if you don't have the laughter in the background and you just listen to it, you're like, well, this isn't that funny. But you need that response because that response gauges your response.
Yeah.
And without him getting those cheers from the Irish fans, which always come to every one of those press conferences, and that also helps him rattle his opponent. So he'll start talking shit at him, the crowd starts turning on him, so these people feel like they need to defend themselves and just fall into his trap, much like you do to me. But I just was watching the snippets and stuff, and it's just Conor yelling at him, and Khabib just had that look on his face of, are you fucking done? Can we go home? Like, I'm going to wash you. Fucking calm down. Like, he just had that stoic look on his face of just like, will this guy stop talking? Because he wasn't falling for, and then you could see that he said, trying too hard. Once he realised he wasn't getting in his head, he just kept trying and trying and trying. I'm just like, this looks like I was looking at it as like this. He's gone into pretender mode. Like he's not the guy. Like I remember watching the other press conferences and going, this guy's great. He's rattling people. You can see it, and he won this psychological advantage there. He looked confident. This one looked like he was trying to look confident, and you can tell the difference if you're used to sort of seeing like sportsmen and that sort of stuff, and you can I love psychology and that sort of stuff, and sports psychology especially, and you can just see it in his face. It's like I don't think he believes what he's saying, but he feels like if he says it enough, it's going to come true. But he can't. I don't think he's going to be able to speak this one into existence.
No, I agree. And he seemed a bit more interested in promoting his new whiskey, which he's very proud of, and that's great. But it showed that his head is not necessarily in the game.
Yeah.
And as we said earlier, you can see what happens when people's heads not in this game. It's all you need is a 2% drop, and bam, your face gets kicked off.
Yeah, Ronda Rousey's prime example. She was unbeatable, like undefeated, absolute superstar. Oh, she's the greatest thing that ever happened to the sport. Took her eye off the ball for 2 seconds and literally got kicked in the face twice.
Yeah,
that was the end of her MMA career.
That's right.
Admittedly, I love that she's over in the wrestling now, but that's the thing. Like I think as soon as you start looking at life after fighting, you're done.
Yes, I agree.
And I think that's what he's done. And the problem with the UFC is it is very much a young man's game. Like if you don't do it for the love of it and you're doing it for money, then that's when it becomes a bit of an issue, because it's literally you do get tired of getting punched in the face. You don't want to deal with that anymore. When you're hungry, you'll deal with it. But if you're not that hungry and doing it for a paycheck, everyone's like, I would never give up in a fight. It's like,
it's like Rocky 3. Remember Rocky 3? Yeah. Rocky, he's doing all the endorsements and he's lost the eye of the tiger. Yeah. And then you got not B.A. Baracus, which Clubber Lane, sorry. And he's hungry and he's training and he's up in 4 a.m. in the morning.
He lives alone. He trains alone. He wouldn't attack alone.
Yeah, that's right, yeah. So
and then he says, hey woman.
That's right.
Won't spend the night with the real man.
And that's right, and that's what actually goes Rocky into the fight, doesn't it? Yeah. So and also he hasn't fought in 2 years.
Yeah.
In the cage.
Yeah.
And the evolution of this sport is crazy how quickly it develops. Like it's not like 2000 and early 2000s where late 90s to 2000s where you had one discipline fight first one. These guys are like and they're amazing athletes now. And 2 years is a long time.
Well, I think the part of the reason for the no live crowd, other than because it was going to be raucous, is I think they need Khabib to look strong. They didn't need Khabib to be rattled, because I think Dana is honestly realising I need to look past Conor. Because, that's the other big controversy from the UFC. Everyone's up in arms about, John Jones' suspension's up. He's coming back.
He's back.
Everyone's like, what? And they've already said, we're bringing Brock Lesnar back. And this is throwing a spanner. This is proof that this is. It's a better, quote unquote, better sport than wrestling, because wrestling's not a real sport. But you need those names. You need those draw cards. Otherwise, you're lost. There's only been a few like big name fighters, guys that can put your name on a marquee to draw a crowd in the UFC, and they're starting to dwindle.
That's right. Yeah, that's right. So 2 votes to Conor.
2 votes for it. Okay. So, I'm going to take a leaf out of your book.
Okay.
You extended the olive branch.
Yep.
I'll extend it back.
Okay,
We've got credit votes.
Oh,
so, 3 credit votes. Mick.
Oh, Mick.
Mickey Jordan.
Mickey Jordan.
Oh, Mickey J. I think that's what he likes to be called.
He loves that. He does.
Mickey J has decided to put down the tequila bottle, put his playing cards down, and donate $10 million to the Carolina
thing.
The Hurricane Relief Fund.
What a man.
Now, there was 2 schools of thought with this. One, everyone's like, he's worth billions, $10 million. Like, come on, mate.
You can't make anyone happy.
I know you can't make that's what I thought. You know what? Fuck it. He decided not to gamble that money. He could have taken that $10 million and gone, 27 red, put it on that.
He might have actually won it on a blackjack.
He may have won it there. That's why he's like, oh, sweet, I've got an extra 10 million here because I spent 5 on bloody gambling because I have a problem. And he stopped drinking for long enough to write a check for somebody else other than him. So I think that's showing personal growth.
Yes, I
Or
agree.
he's sick of being shown up by LeBron doing all the charitable things. He's like, fuck.
I'm getting killed over
I'm
here,
getting
though.
absolutely pantsed over here.
Yeah.
Well, let's have another drink. So I'm see, I can't even fully give him credit. I have to chop him down while I'm building him up. But I was very impressed. Like Mick, you've got 3 positive votes.
Wow.
Now let's be honest. By the end of the season, he's probably going to lose them. But for now, he's sitting pretty. He's doing well,
good, man. So him and LeBron are on the bottom of the ladder, I guess, wouldn't
Yes,
they?
yes,
They'd be on
'cause they're on
the
plus
bottom
3.
of the Shit Bloke
Yeah.
Award.
Currently, still Kevin Durant.
Is he still winning, or are you?
Kevin Durant's still winning, hands down. And if I ask, just need to ask Dylan or Kyle again,
Just to
and
help
he
out?
get 3 votes, and he's going to probably get a lot more votes from people. I could probably ask someone like Nick, because the hot rumor going around is contract up. He's going to the Lakers.
Get the fuck out of here! No,
I was
dude.
talking to a mate today. He works for the advertising sports writer.
Nah.
And he just goes, oh, I'm hearing the rumors that that Kevin Durant in the season,
No
he's off to,
way.
and then apparently you'll get Clay as well, because Clay doesn't give a fuck about money because he's a stoner. And he grew up, his dad played for the Lakers. His dad was number
Sure.
1 pick. He grew up rich. He doesn't need
Wow.
fucking money. He just does it because he loves it.
Yeah.
So you might be able to snag those 2. Because all the other bums on the Lakers are on 1-year deals and rookie contracts and stuff like that. He goes, and you might swing him. And I said, this is awesome. And he goes, I thought you hated stacked teams. I'm like, hey, when it's someone else's team, it's shit. When it's the Lakers, it's all good, baby.
Yeah.
So I think Kevin Durant, if the more rumors come through of that, I think that guy will get 3 votes after 3 votes after 3 votes from every one of our listeners.
Yeah, that's terrible. I didn't even I heard that. I did hear that Jimmy Butler's put his hand up for a trade.
Not only did he put his hand up for a trade, he said, I want to go to the Clippers, Knicks, or Nets, which means he's not really interested in winning.
No.
He just...
Well, but if Kawhi goes to the Clippers next year, that could be interesting.
They do play similar positions, but
2s and 3s.
it will
that'd right.
be very interesting.
Yeah.
I'd love to see Jimmy get out of there, because the Timberwolves are the Participation Trophy Award team. And the funniest thing about that was Andrew Wiggins, like his brother, hallelujah, like fucking Jimmy wants to go. All right, mate, your brother was the number 1 pick and so far has provided nothing.
Yeah.
And has a huge contract and plays with no heart. So much so that good old mate Steven Jackson, formerly of nearly every team, even played in Australia. But
Did he?
yeah, he played for the Tigers for a year.
Oh,
yeah, he
shit.
played. I don't know. I can't say who, but he did play in Australia for a
Mm-hmm.
year, and then went back, and that's when he got into the Warriors team, and then
Okay.
obviously the Spurs. So this is a guy who knows his stuff. Plus, he was also on the Pacers in that group of people that went in the crowd start punching people. So he just said, you should have just told your brother, he said this is Andrew Wiggins on his Instagram, you should just tell your brother, fucking take that down. Jimmy plays with heart. I don't play with heart. I should probably play with heart. I got talent, but yeah. And then all of a sudden, Wiggins decides to fire back on Instagram. Doesn't say anything, just puts up a post. Oh, these old haters, this bum ass, and it was just like, ooh, and because I follow a lot of sports people on Twitter, and they're all just like, ooh, Steven Jackson's not the guy.
No, he'll throw down.
We literally have footage of him going into a crowd,
Punches on
throwing
fans.
punches at fans. Fan came onto the court, he just runs over and drops him. He's not the one. He's 40 years old. But I'm pretty sure he would snap Wiggins like the twig that he is.
Definitely, and that's right. And actually, while we're on this, while we're on a bit of an NBA thing, and we apologise to non-basketball lovers, but I saw the top 100 players get listed today. And, all the usual suspects was there. LeBron was 1, KD was 2, Steph was 4, Anthony Davis was 3, Harden was 5. You know where my boy Melo was?
50.
He was left, right, out.
Oh, wow.
What the actual
100.
fuck?
Well, that's a very objective...
subjective by some jerks.
Very objective little
Motherfuckers.
list there.
That
Admittedly,
was
on the Slam 150, they did the 50 best, and Slam put him in at 50.
for this season.
For this season. They put him in at 50, which I thought was generous.
Right. Well, yeah. I mean, but you look at the list, and but the thing is, he had a bad year last year. Still averaged 16, 5, and 3 and shit like that. He didn't have a good season.
Percentage?
Yeah, it wasn't a good season. But Iggy was in there for fuck's sake. And Iggy, give me a break. He hasn't been good since 2010.
3-time champion.
Oh yeah, just can't make a layup with LeBron trailing him. Though.
Well,
But
no one can
fuck's
make a
sake.
layup with LeBron trailing him, let's be honest.
It's just as fast as like I remember the Guitar World or wherever that. No, it was a guitar. Rolling Stone did a top 100 guitarists of all time and left Slash off the list.
Yeah, that was fucked.
You know, and it's like, and I feel this way the same as Mello. Mello's like,
So you're really your boys, aren't they?
dude, man.
You really ride hard for your boys. Speaking of your boys,
Yeah.
now there's some Mick-related news.
Okay.
How do you feel about Space Jam 2?
Space Jam. We were just talking about this not long ago, weren't we?
Yeah. Because it announced sort of subtly during the week. LeBron put up the photo of the locker room. B Bunny, point guard. L James, small forward. Yeah. And the director and the producer.
That's right. The Black Panther director it's going to be. Yeah. Well, it's just something else. He will just go down as second best of all time.
Now, see, this is the funny thing that I'm enjoying. Everyone has this great memory of Space Jam being
quality,
this cinematic
masterpiece.
masterpiece.
Academy Award winning, surely.
Mate, it stinks.
Oh, no, it sucks.
It sucks. But it was like...
But it doesn't matter,
It was our
though.
childhood. It was great because it was our childhood. But it stunk. And so if this new one stinks, everyone's going, oh, it's not as good as the original. It probably is. You know? Like, it's like, obviously, they're going to have to do a completely different story. Not the thing... Because the thing that won, for me, Bill Murray.
Yes.
You don't have Bill Murray because Jordan can't act.
Yeah, apparently Jordan might be in this film, though.
Oh, sweet.
Oh, I know. I'm looking forward to. I've never seen Jordan and LeBron on the same screen together since like LeBron was a rookie.
Well, that'd be good, and see if he's not drunk. If they can get him, in between gambling stints. But no Bill Murray. Because what's the name annoyed me in it? Newman.
Oh, Newman. Yeah.
He was annoying.
Good, yeah.
But Bill Murray, just for that last scene where he steps in, I need some help, blah, blah, blah. All right, you pass the buddy. Yeah. He's like, Bill, we're on defense. Oh, I don't play defense. That is like the greatest line in the whole movie. And it was like, it was fun. But I just want to know, where do you see, because like, my boy Andy, he is just the worst as far as it comes to, I only like popular opinion. He'll kind of claim he's a free thinker, but he just like everything he likes. It's just, he is just the most basic bitch of a man. Like his favorite artists are like John Mayer and like Justin Timberlake. Like he only likes the popular things.
Sure.
You know what I mean? Like he just follows trends. He's the biggest sheep of all time. So because he loves Mick.
Is this the guy you call the belly guy? Is this the one?
Oh, Fat Guts.
Fat Guts.
So a
good friend of yours.
Yeah, he's my best mate. You can only speak about like this about your best mate. Yeah. But he is he's a diehard LeBron fan too. But he's still on that camp of Mick's better.
Okay.
But he just thinks it's a classic. No, I thought Space Jam's classic. No, it's actually shit. But like objectively, we can look at it and go, yeah, I love it.
Yeah.
But it's shit.
Of course you can.
You know? So, but like, he's just like, oh, fucking new one's gonna suck. It's like,
it'll probably be pretty good. LeBron's actually naturally pretty.
He's actually very good.
Charismatic.
Like I've seen some of the movies that he's been in, and he's actually very good.
Yeah, he was good. He was in that Amy Schumer film.
Yes,
and he was good
very good in that. Yeah. Pretty much him and Cena stole that movie.
Yeah, that was good.
If it didn't have Amy Schumer, I'd probably watch more of it.
Yeah, that's right.
But that's the thing. Like, I just think, like, I think it's going to be good.
Yeah.
As long as you don't go in with expectations of it actually being a real movie. And two, this is the big question going around. Who are the monsters?
Yeah. You mean as in who's the NBA guys who get turned into monsters?
Yeah. Who would you... Because remember last time it wasn't the best players.
No, who was it? Patrick Ewing?
It was Ewing.
Sean Bradley. Larry Johnson.
Charles Barkley. So that's two power forwards, 2 centers.
And Muggsy.
Yeah. So it's based off, I think, personality.
Yeah.
Now, for me, I think Westbrook has to be one.
Yeah, okay.
Because he's that... Yeah, I mean, look at him. He looks like a fucking Ninja Turtle.
He does, man.
And he has that hyper-athletic way of playing.
Okay, very cool, yep.
Steph,
really?
Yeah, because he's got that thing about him, like he's... Plus, he's a good personality to have in a movie. I think he'd be great. My boy, Unicorn.
Okay.
Paul Zingis needs to fill the big, dumb, white guy role. Plus the fact, he just plays that way. They need an absurdly tall guy. He's 7'3".
Yeah.
Now, this is where I fall down. Now, I don't want to put someone like Kevin Durant in there.
No, you wouldn't.
But I think Draymond would get in there.
He probably will.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
Because he's one of those... You need people that are personalities.
Yeah,
polarizing.
Yeah. Oh,
now, the rumor I heard is that they're like, they'll just put the Warriors in there. I'm like, oh, that's good.
That is good.
But that's just too much LeBron versus the Warriors.
Would Harden get in there for the beard alone?
I think so because you know the game in the 90s was a big man's game.
That's right,
and that's why they put all the big men in there.
Yeah.
Now it's a small guys game, and the most recognisable faces are the small guys.
Yeah.
And they're the ones that have the most personality too. So I think the 4-point guards, the Steph, Harden, Westbrook, and then maybe having someone like a Draymond and then Porzingis.
Porzingis, maybe. Yeah, fair call. Yeah, it's not a bad 5.
Not a bad starting 5.
Just trying to think of, would Anthony Davis with the eyebrow. That's quite cartoonish.
That's good. That is good. See, the thing that we have the personality.
It'll be a good film, actually.
And I think we could actually have a lot of fun with it.
Yeah. It'll be a good film. It'll be a good film. Speaking of the first Space Jam, I actually went to the cinema to watch that. I went on a date. I went with a girl.
Yeah?
Yeah, I went on.
Was it Jonah?
No, it wasn't.
Wow.
Pre-Jonah.
Pre-Jonah
date.
So this is like the one date you went on before Jonah.
Yeah,
that's it.
pretty much, man. Yeah, it was like literally we went, me and my buddy, double date.
Yeah, double date.
Yeah, and we were like, what do you want to do, man? Something romantic? Fucking Jordan's on the cinema. Let's go watch that. Done.
Yeah, right.
Locked
And
it
then
in.
you and your mate walked out together and the other two days. Where'd the girls go? I don't know. I just kept playing Bad Jam.
That's it, man. Yeah. So that's a funny story.
You guys were in the bloody arcade before the cinema playing Pop a Shot, and you were losing, so then you had to keep challenging him to it. So
I
then
was not
it's
losing.
okay.
No, I don't lose. That's not something I do.
Are you in the old Vince Lombardi school of I didn't lose, I just ran out of time?
Yeah, that's a great. Yeah, Jordan said that as well. That's a great saying. But it's like your Pittsburgh Steeler guy. I posted something on Facebook, guys. You would have seen it a couple of days ago by the time this comes out. And
AB
and it was actually the reason I saw it is because my wife tagged me in it and she said, "This is you, because he was quite brutally honest and
he's like, I don't care about these. I don't care about the
Very
stretches. I care
competitive.
about winning.
Yeah, and we suck and stuff like that. So I mean, going back to what Brett, Nancy Boy Brett said about me,
Nancy
and
boy.
oh yeah, it's a bit butthurt, wasn't he, about me being a bit too tough on him on the basketball court.
He was. But speaking of the McMahon family,
Okay.
I have a new favourite McMahon.
Oh, dude.
Not Vince, not Shane, not Brett. Jay McMahon.
Fill me in. Why? What's going on here?
Because he's the only motherfucker that backed me on your vote.
Really?
Jay, love your work, mate.
What vote are you talking about, Speed?
Bloody, which one's Biggie's best verse, Notorious, which you put up first, so he's like the top one. So obviously everyone's going to click top one first. I think that was, admittedly, well played by you. I like to stack an argument. You stacked yours quite well. But yeah, you posted both videos, and I have to admit defeat there.
Was it a close defeat? Was it, Speed?
Oh no, I got fucking pantsed. Like if this was we're at a pool hall, I'd be running around the table, pants
Butt
around the
naked.
ankles. Yeah, but it was good. It was good for you to finally get a win.
Oh,
Finally get a win. And it looked like you and Brett playing 1-on-1 for a while. And you're always getting beaten. But I'm glad to go there. But Jay's my new favourite.
Oh, good on him.
And so much so
Jay.
that I think that one was a bit of a hit. We were a bit nervous about the hip hop
Yeah.
coming through, and maybe thought it was maybe a bit hip hop heavy. We got a lot of listeners that don't listen to that genre of music.
Yeah. Well, what's his name? Andy listens to Justin Timberlake.
Seriously, that's all he fucking listens to. And every time you get to his car, it's on mix or hit 107. It's like,
bruh.
I'm waiting for him to answer the phone, trying to guess the secret sound. You need to have a look at your life. But once again, best friend, loud to talk less.
Yeah, sure.
But we've inspired somebody.
Okay.
We've inspired our man Greg.
Oh, Greg's back.
Because I was a bit concerned.
Yeah.
Because I think he may be off the meth. Or he's on super meth. One of the two. But he has sent us...
He's on what, sorry?
Super meth.
What's Superman?
I don't fucking know. You're the drug dealer. Because it's not so shouty this time.
Okay.
He may have hit the old Snoop Dogg this time to mellow himself out. But he's not only given us feedback this week, he's done it in the form of a rhyme.
Oh, right. Rapping.
Admittedly, I'm going to butcher this.
Should you do it? I mean, I'm just saying, you're not really street, Spee,
Just because I didn't grow up in fucking Davern Park like you, mate.
You're like Papa Doc from fucking from Amar. Your real name's
your
Clarence.
brother-in-law's real name's Clarence.
You're like from eastern suburbs,
I grew up in Modbury. I had a mullet, and then we moved to the eastern suburbs, and we were the poorest kids in the eastern
Were
suburbs.
you ruling the Cannabis World forums back in 2004 with some battle raps?
No.
I'm just saying, man. You know, the credentials speak for themselves.
Well,
maybe I should be rapping this.
Well, maybe you should.
If I could, I don't bring my glasses.
I was going to say, I was going to throw you under that bus. I was walking straight to it. I'm like, Steve, this is tiny font, and you won't be able to read this. So I think
gangster glasses.
I think we're stuck with me because old Pops over here forgot his reading glasses. Anyway, Greg. It was all a dream. Then I got hit with the double team.
No, rap it like Biggie.
Oh no, this is I
it
can't.
was all a dream.
You got one line, right? And I just need to get through this. So I'll put a little bit on it.
Can I try?
But I can't put too much on it because I will mess up a line.
Come on.
I want to read it because it's actually very good.
Yeah.
Papa Doc for you, all right, mate? Fucking hell. And you go back to 8 Mile. All right, Stephen B stitched up the fellow G. Headed to work right in the metro. Checked an Instagram model, then I got exposed. So good. You even put the little dash in there.
Yeah, that's
good. Should have protected my neck. Yeah, you know what they say. Turns out today was not a good day. Very nice. Very nice. Good. Hit like because a post took my fancy. Next thing, my brother Rob is fucking Nancy. Wow. Very
That's
spicy.
Nice.
Time for some lawn chat, Steve. You're all class. I got some advice. Stick to cutting your own grass.
Wow, you had a crack at me, man.
But he's just shooting shots everywhere. This is great. Honestly, the show's not bad. Just hosted by some shit blokes. Steve and Spee, you're both getting 3 votes.
I think you just overtook Kevin Durant.
Yeah. Shit. No wife, no kids, no house, no job, no train. I guess the moral of the story is don't be blasé. Peace. Greg.
Wow.
You know what?
He's spitting.
3 positive votes for Greg.
Gregory, get some votes.
Mate, I'm giving that. I enjoyed that.
Yeah.
He shot fire. He stitched up people. It did rhyme. It didn't sound like I was struggling to make it rhyme.
No,
Admittedly, my flow did ruin it. Not a lot of flow going on there, but that was very good, Greg.
That was fantastic.
I'm happy with that.
Yeah.
I'm more happy with that than I am with the fucking results of the vote.
Yeah. That might be, that would be Greg's finest.
That would be
verse.
some of Greg's finest work. Yeah. I think that's his best. If we had to vote on best Greg verse, that one so far, the DBB, that was very good.
On you, Greg. Well, at least, like you said, it seems like he's off. Yeah, he might have come clean a bit. You know, get off the meth.
Well, I think he's realised that his brother is doing him dirty.
Oh no, man!
Speaking of happy homes, Steve.
Okay.
How's the house at your place going? Because we're going to lead into another fighting event that's coming up soon. Mayweather apparently wants to fight Pacquiao. Now, I understand Pacquiao would be the golden god in your house. Seeing half your house is Filipino. Yes. How are we feeling? Who are we supporting here, or do we just not want to see this anymore?
Well, that's a good question. Look, that sparked a bit of interest, you know, because I thought the first fight it certainly didn't live up to the hype.
No.
The largest viewed fight ever, 4.6 million pay-per-views.
Well, that's what happens when you wait until someone's fucking old in order to fight them.
Yeah, and to put that in perspective, Conor McGregor, he talks about him being the biggest draw. I think him and Diaz did 1.6 million. So to put that in perspective, 3-time viewership.
Yep.
So it's a big fucking deal. The second fight will still probably draw quite well.
Yep.
I don't think it'll hit the 4.6.
I don't think it will have the same appeal because obviously, they announced that one close to a year out. And we were all excited.
Yeah.
I was excited because it was on my birthday. It was May 2nd.
Okay.
Obviously, then it was going to be shown here May 3rd.
Yep.
I was like, it's part of my birthday weekend. Saturday night, we'll go out for dinner.
Perfect.
Sunday, we'll go to the pub, watch the fight. I was excited. But this one here, I'm just like, and they're already announcing it, we'll come in December or something, or October.
Wow. That's
they're
soon.
like, this year, it's going to happen. I'm just like, yeah, right. Don't really care.
Yeah. I mean, I'll watch it. I've got to watch it. I mean, it's still... I think the major interest for me is Mayweather may lose.
No,
he may lose.
No,
man.
he won't.
You don't think so?
No.
Because Pacquiao's, I think since that fight, he's 3-1.
Yeah, against who?
Well, he beat a few dudes and then he lost against the Australian guy.
Yeah.
But even the Australian guy,
Jeff Horn.
I only watched the last few rounds of that match, so I don't have a fair idea of how the fight went.
But the thing is, the fact that he couldn't just dominate and shut down a guy like Jeff Horn, that's the thing. It went to points.
Yeah, it did.
And now fights going to points is always horrible in boxing. Canelo Alvarez and Triple G last week was an example of that. But it's one of those things where if he can't shut down somebody like Jeff Horn, and he's won his last couple of fights, he hasn't knocked anyone out in a very long time. if you don't knock out Floyd Mayweather, you're not winning.
No.
You know what I mean? Like,
No, you're not going to
he will
outpoint
beat
him.
you on points
Yeah.
every time. So I don't see a situation where the greatest defensive fighter of all time is going to get outpointed or knocked out by an old man.
Well, they're both old.
I know they're both old, but the thing is, he's like, your defensive reflexes slow down a little bit later. It's half the reason why they say that soccer goalies are at their best when they're in their late 30s and stuff, because their defensive reflexes get a lot better.
Right.
So he's still going to stay sharp that way. It's going to be a fucking another snooze fest. So I can't see it going anything but the distance. And then once it goes as distance, I can't see anyone but Mayweather winning. And plus the fact that Mayweather wouldn't agree to do it if he didn't know, A, he was going to make a shit ton of money, and B, that he was going to win.
Yeah. Well, he did say it's another 9-figure payday.
Yeah, see?
Which is amazing.
I mean, he does it for the money, and he does it well.
Yeah.
But I like, same with you.
So you're not going to watch it?
I will watch it,
Yeah.
but I'm not going to go out of my way. Like, if I'm, like, late to the pub, miss first
Yeah,
round,
sure.
whatever, like, I'm not going to, like, pay for it. I'm going to go to the
Okay,
pub and
yeah.
watch it, you know? But,
Yeah.
yeah, it's one of those things that's like, even if I did miss it, if I had something on, we're going to go this, I'm like, all right, cool. I'm not really
Yeah.
fussed either way. The first one I had to see. The second one, I'm just like, not
Even
really.
that first one was still 5 years too late.
Yeah, for sure.
It was still too late. But look, for me, I need Pacquiao to win. It'll be a miserable Christmas at my house. You know, if he goes down, everyone will be down. Everyone will be upset. So come on, Pacquiao.
Do it.
You know, and you know, it'd be good to get him a loss on his record because you know, apparently, well, you know, towards the end of his career, when he was fighting those last few fights, I was saying he was kind of hand-picking them a bit, you know, kind of, and even against Conor McGregor, I mean, for fuck's sake,
Yeah.
hardly a worthy
Opponent.
against someone like that. So it wouldn't hurt me. And Undertaker lost eventually, so for fun, that's bullshit. So like, you know, like that's fake.
Oh, that wasn't bullshit to our man Bo. You know my mate Bo?
Yeah.
His old man was ropeable when he found out Undertaker lost. Called Bowie, he was like, 21 years, Bo. 21 years, and they made him lose.
Yeah,
he was gutted. He was like the funniest thing. He goes, Bo's like, it's hard having a conversation with your dad about a fake sport that he's really upset about and try not to laugh at your old man like, fucking dad, it's wrestling. But he was invested.
Oh, but wrestling, you know, my little brother Dom, he, when we remember the pay-per-views used to be on Mondays for us, the WCW ones. I used to have my friends go to my house. I'd go to work and I'd get them to go around there, record it because I'd have to watch it, you know. And my little brother went in there and it was a fight with Goldberg and Nash and the whole taser thing. And my little brother was probably 7 at the time. No, not even. 92 was born, so 6. He was 6 years old when it happened. Yeah. He was devastated. I said, Dom, you know, he was so upset that I had to sort of like talk him around saying, dude, it's okay. It probably didn't happen that way. And he was so devastated. He got so upset with me. Much like when The Rock got run over by Hogan in the truck, he was like, but what if? I said, Dom, it's okay.
It's fine.
He's
I can guarantee you he's okay.
And he's like, no, but what if they miscalculated? What if he's dead? I said, I'm pretty sure it's okay, Dom. And we still laugh about that today. Yeah. So, Bo's dad, I mean, probably not 6 years old when he's doing it, but, you know, like, I can understand it.
Yeah. Shout out to Petey. We love your work. But no, we're talking about, like, the last thing we're in on is you're talking about, like, you need the victory in your house.
Yeah.
Now, there's been a victory today. So, like I said, this is going to come out Wednesday. So, obviously, it's from the weekend before. But a team that I've always had a soft spot for, even though there's sort of been traditional rivals of my Pittsburgh Steelers. But the Cleveland Browns got to win today. Now, the reason why this is so special is they have not won a game in 635 days.
And they certainly haven't won the naming championship. What the fuck is that?
Oh, because it was owned by a family called the Browns.
Oh, good on you, Browns. Yeah, fucking that's a bit
named it after themselves. But this is like one of those teams. They won like the NFL championship in like the 60s, 50s, before the Super Bowl. Like before they had the first Super Bowl. So it was just like the National Football League, you know, and they had their championship.
Game, right.
So, but it wasn't known as the Super Bowl. So they've never won a Super Bowl.
Okay.
Now this team was good, you know, like playoff team, you know, that sort of thing, on the bubble all the time. Never really like a Super Bowl contender. They had a good draft one year, and then the owner up and moved them to Baltimore, and they became the Baltimore Ravens.
Right.
So they moved the Browns, so then Cleveland didn't have a team.
Okay.
For about 5 years, and then they gave them an expansion team. So, you know, as expansion teams go, they take a while to take hold. Now, since they've been reintroduced to the league, I think 2002, they have made the playoffs once and won one playoff game, and that's it. Last year, they finished the season 0-16. The year before, 1-15.
What's your fantasy football team called?
Huh?
Is your fantasy football team called the Browns? Or
No,
anything
my
like
fantasy
that?
football team's called this guy.
I'm just saying because 0-2 is not a good
Yeah,
start.
0-2's not a good start. But this team is like the hard luck story. Like when they moved to Baltimore, 2 years later, Baltimore won the Super Bowl.
I get the fuck.
Yeah. And so they've been just cursed. You know, like so much so they drew with my Steelers week 1 when they had the game in their hands. You know, like it was like they were playing and like they never beat the Steelers round 1. And it went to overtime and they had a shot. They stopped us from scoring a field goal. They took the ball down the field. They had it set up. They're about to kick a field goal, and it got blocked. And like, the ball went spinning out to the side. It was like, there is nothing more Cleveland than that.
Yeah.
You know, just losing when you think you should win. Like, that's their team. So much so that Bud Light put out a thing. They had these fridges in all these pubs in Cleveland. Like, when the Browns win, fridge is open, everyone gets free beer.
Oh wow!
So today,
that's brilliant.
Well, obviously, like last week,
Mick would have been down there sneaking
oh, for
beer,
sure,
wouldn't he?
yeah, fucking give us a beer, it's free beer. Yeah, have you guys had this tequila? It's fucking great. I bet you I can drink more than you can.
Yeah,
10 million.
probably.
But no, this is just such a great thing. It was one of those great celebrations, just watching that team.
good.
And it was at
It's like
home.
they won the Super Bowl.
It was at home too. You know,
Yeah,
and, like, they
nice.
haven't won, and they had the rookie quarterback come in at halftime, and he just like they were getting killed in the first half. They were down 14-3. So 2 touchdowns to 1 field goal.
yeah.
And then their starting quarterback got a concussion. They brought in the rookie, and the rookie just led them
Brilliant.
to the promised land. And it's just so good to watch. Just that team that just has sucked for so long. Finally, they haven't won for over a year. You know, and even before then, the season before, they only won 1 game. So it was just good to see them, like, and because their team isn't that bad this year. They've had a loss and a draw so far this year, and they were both close games. So it's like, well, maybe they won't. Maybe they can finally turn this
team
around.
name, Browns.
Oh, and their colour is
dreadful,
brown
man.
and orange. It's horrible.
Oh,
Horrible.
Yuck.
But it's like, there's a video I'll put up. This is what we'll finish with. There's a video I'll put up on the Facebook. There's a guy, this is from a couple of years back, standing outside the stadium. Okay? Standing outside First Energy Stadium in Cleveland. And he's just yelling at the stadium. It's at night time. It's the streets are empty. He's
Yelling
just
like what?
Like just
Angrily?
You guys suck. You know, like fucking ruin our lives. This and that. Blah 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 blah.
Excellent.
And then he ends it with, This is a factory of sadness. I'll see you next week. So I'll put that video on, and that's why the place has been dubbed the Factory of Sadness. You know, and like it's just one of those just hard luck stories. You know, and the Browns. You know, and like so. It's good that they got a win. It's ended. It's made me happy today.
very good.
The sun's shining. Cleveland's won. Everyone gets free beer. So
Perfect.
There's no better way to end it. So that's us for this week, guys. For Steve Burrow saying goodbye.
See you later.
Speak out. Speak to you next week. Peace.
Peace.
Love this podcast? Support it and sponsor today. Simply head to ozcastnetwork.com for details.